fabulous morning, Horns, and welcome to today's daily segment of BGSN. I'm Juliet Kaufman.
And I'm Jillian Curd. Today we'll be taking a look at the show choir preview night, the kids in BGSN that are new, coronavirus, and as always, sports.
Now let's toss it over to Farna for weather.
Good morning, Hornets, and welcome back to this thrilling Thursday. Today we will have a high of 37 and a low of 30 with a 0% chance of rain. Friday we will have a high of 39 and a low of 32 with a 50% chance of rain. And for Saturday it will be cloudy with a high of 39 and a low of 32 with a 20% chance of rain. For a fun fact of the day, a group of crows are called murder. That's all for your weekly weather, and let's toss it back to ladies at the desk.
BGSN has recently welcomed many new faces to the crew. Alexis Whiteman went out and interviewed some of the new members.
With the new semester beginning, Beech Grove Student News has welcomed a few new faces to the group. I sat down and talked with some new members and what they think about BGSN.
I expect to gain some knowledge of news and just have a fun experience doing this.
Well, first of all, to get in this class, I won a project of U.S. Embassy in Georgia, so I was thinking that I could expand my knowledge based on that experience in this class.
I personally like BGSN because it's got hard work, but at the same time you can relax and it's kind of like a chilled out period. And I want to do sports.
The BGSN crew is excited to work with each and every one of the newbies. For those of you that are interested in joining a media class like BGSN, you are welcome to take video production and or cinematography with Mr. White. This has been Alexis Whiteman from Beech Grove Student News. Back to you guys at the desk.
Our very own Beech Grove Show Choir had their first performance of the year. It was a very successful night. Kenzie and I got more on what the night had to offer.
Last night marked the first public performance of the season for Beech Grove Show Choirs. Both competitive ensembles took the stage to showcase what they have been working on for months. The large turnout and positive feedback left the ensembles feeling hopeful going into the competition season. I wanted to go out and see what all the hype was about, but beforehand, I asked Jillian Curd what her favorite thing about preview night was.
I think my most favorite thing about preview night is seeing the groups come together and really showcase what they've been working on for months, honestly. We kind of just get to show everyone what we've been working for, our hard work. It kind of pays off, and we get to perform and just leave it all on the stage,
Also asked her why she thinks preview is so important for the choirs in preparation for competition season.
Preview night really helps us get ready for the season. It sets us up before we go and compete. For example, our first competition is this Saturday. If you want to come support at Franklin Community, preview night just kind of gives us a chance to get our feet on the ground and get ready, feel what it feels like, so that we can do really good things when it's time to compete.
Here's Jillian on what she has to say about the reviews on social media after the performance.
Good morning, Hornets. I am very excited to share these wonderful, wonderful reviews that I saw on Twitter after the performance. I just happened to get on because I wanted to see what people were saying after the performance, and people had really great things to say, and it seems like we are very excited for show choir season, and people are excited to see more and what we have to do and what we can showcase. And if you'd like to see more, we have plenty of dates coming up this competition season. If you'd like to see our first comp, make sure to come to Franklin Community High School this Saturday to see both choirs perform. This has been Jillian Curd
And Kenzie Collins
for BGSN.
There is a new virus that has been discovered in China. Could this be a new plague? Here's Eleanor Mathis with more on the subject.
Coronavirus is a new virus that was recently discovered and has brought up a lot of concerns recently. The first case of the virus was discovered in Huanan Market in Wuhan, China. Since then, there have been over 1,000 confirmed cases and 41 deaths since January 8th. Some symptoms of coronavirus include dry coughs, fever, and breathing problems. There have been more severe cases of coronavirus which can go on to cause viral pneumonia, which have led to people being in hospitals and even death. You shouldn't worry though about catching coronavirus, as it has mostly affected people over the age of 40, and those who have died had underlying conditions which caused a weaker immune system. As for treatment, there hasn't been one developed yet, but since it has stirred up a lot of concerns, I asked some students if they're worried that this could be a more serious situation.
I believe so, because if it came from China to the U.S., then obviously it's a big deal, and if it's keep on spreading from there, then it can go to obviously Russia and all the other countries. But I believe that it needs to be contained in certain states, and if it's already in certain states in the U.S., it needs to be contained in there. And for China, just be contained in your own country, because if it spreads, then that could be for instance, a plague, which happened in 1820 and then 1920, and if it happens in 2020, that's kind of weird. But yeah, I believe it needs to be just contained and handled.
Well, that's all from me. I'm Eleanor Mathis. Back to you at the desk.
As many of you may know, the Astros baseball team cheating scandal continues to develop. Jace Hodges got more on the story.
The Houston Astros are an MLB team that won the 2017 World Series. However, they had to steal signs and cheat to do it. In Game 6 of the ALDS, Jose Altuve hit a walk-off home run. While he was running home, he was yelling to his teammates to not rip his jersey off. This started suspicion over whether or not the Astros did anything to help them win. The rumor is they were wearing buzzers that told them what pitch would come next. The way that they did this was by strategically placing a camera in center field to look at signs given by the catcher. This is a huge scandal involving millions of dollars worth of contracts and bonuses. For more insight, I asked my friend Chris Hammer what he thinks about the situation.
Some people are calling for the Astros to have their 2017 World Series title stripped of them. I don't believe that should happen. I think they should be able to keep their World Series title. But I do think that the Astros should be ineligible for the current postseason, the 2020 postseason, along with all the punishments they received.
As a result of this, the Houston Astros head coach A.J. Hinch has been released. There has been a $5 million fine and the loss of first and second round draft picks in both the 20 and 2021 season for the Astros. That's all from me, Hornets. Thanks for watching, and now back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Chase Alford, for that story. Now let's toss it over to Jacob Skinner for sports.
Good morning, Hornets, and welcome back to sports. In Beech Grove news, the girls' basketball team plays tonight against Triton Central as they try to build momentum going into sectionals as they play their senior night. Boys' basketball plays tomorrow against the Saints of Lutheran. The Hornets try to improve their record to 10-4. The game starts at 7:30. There's a call-out meeting for softball this year, today at 11, in the main gym. Information to be discussed will be workout plans and times, softball schedules, and spring break plans. The wrestling team will wrestle this weekend at Southport for the sectional tournament. This will begin at 9 a.m. Make the trip to support the team. More on the wrestling team. There is a very special wrestler breaking the norms here at the high school. I went out and got more on this.
As most of you know, sectionals is this weekend for the wrestling team. And we have one very special wrestler that's breaking in the norms of the high school. So I went out and talked to her about why she joined the wrestling team.
I got into wrestling because I was trying to find a sport to do to stay in shape for the track season, and wrestling was really the only option I was interested in. And I think girls should try to join the sport and experience it because it's really fun. All the guys, they're really chill. It's very comfortable. It's a really amazing experience. You get to go to these matches and just get aggressive and go all out and just get out and get in your comfort zone.
With girls wrestling growing rapidly in the United States, I talked to one of her main practice partners, Devin Alderman, on how it is to wrestle a girl at practice.
Practicing with Tula was odd at first, but once you've gotten used to it, it's like practicing with one of the guys, and it's perfectly normal once you've gotten used to it.
That is all for my segment of BGSN. This has been Jacob Skinner. I'm going to send it back to the sports desk.
That's all for today's segment of Beech Grove Student News. Teachers, don't forget to hit that bell icon and subscribe to get notified every time we go live.
And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BG Student News. I'm Juliet Kaufman.
And I'm Jillian Curd. Have a thrilling Thursday, Hornets.